everybody, I'm Bill Collins with Interstate and Hudson Truck Driving Schools in South St. Paul, Minnesota and Hudson, Wisconsin. I'm down here outside of Omaha, Nebraska for the annual Spring Conference for the Commercial Vehicle Training Association. Its membership includes private truck driving schools around the country and then carriers that hire students that come out of those schools. So lots to learn at this conference. Let's head inside. The CVTA membership is made up of course, private truck driving schools around the country, but then also carriers like Werner here that hire students that come out of our schools. Okay, I've caught up with the president of CVTA, Bailey Wood. Bailey, it looks like you got a great turnout for the conference. How's it going from your perspective?
We did. It was a great turnout. We were a little worried that the venue might not have as many people, but we've had good speakers, we've had good feedback, so everything's going in the right direction.
Awesome. I've been a member of CVTA for about 6 years. It's been an awesome resource for me. What's your take on what CVTA can do for private truck driving schools out there?
Well, I think one of the important things is number one is advocacy. We provide assistance with policy not only at the state but also at the federal level. So if you're having problems with a rule, you want to see if we can advance some piece of legislation in the state legislature, reach out to us. We have the resources and the expertise to advance policy. The second thing that we're really responsible for as a trade association is we provide educational opportunities for our members to better their businesses. We put out some statistics based on driver's licensing trends and things like that to provide you an opportunity to do what's best for your schools and what's best for the industry. And finally, and the most important thing, and it gets back to why we're here today, is networking. Having the ability to get in the room with your peers, share best practices, work through some questions, and just connect with the people who are part of our industry that make our industry so great.
Very good. Now, carriers are also a big part of this organization. There's several of them. What does CVTA do for the carriers?
Well, I think it goes back to that networking that we were talking about, because it's an incredible opportunity for schools and school CEOs to interact with the top brass of some of the largest carriers here in the United States.
You know, and I get so much out of these conferences. CVTA for me personally is also a great resource as a liaison with the regulatory agencies. And I really have to compliment you on what you did for us a few months ago. We ran into some snags. I got a hold of you, let you know what's going on, and boy, you really jumped on the bandwagon and got it taken care of. What was that process like for you?
Well, the big thing, like I said, advocacy is something that's incredibly important, and understanding what's happening in the regulatory world, and having the relationships with the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration, but more importantly, understanding the process. Because the process of government is messy, and be honest, it's that old line about the sausage making. You really don't want to know what goes into it. Mm-hmm. But understanding that process and who to talk to is as much as important as understanding the topic on it. So it was just understanding that's part of what CVTA provides for our members. That, you know, cutting through the regulatory red tape to get the answers you need to train students and make the industry better.
So as I mentioned earlier, this conference was in Omaha, Nebraska, and that's why there's a Werner truck behind me here, is because Werner is based in Omaha. A lot of great information that I learned down here. There was a presentation by Bob Costello. He's the chief economist for the American Trucking Association, and he shared with us a lot of the trucking trends and what we can expect in the future, and of course how that affects job opportunities for our students down the road. We had a presentation from Kevin Lewis, who is with AMVA, American Association of Motor Vehicle Administrators, and they're involved in a change that's coming in the CDL road test. So it was really great to get his insight on what changes we can expect to see. There's no timetable on that. It could happen in 6 months, it could be 18 months. There's a lot of T's that still need to be crossed, but at least they have an idea of what that new test is going to look like. There was a presentation by Derek Leathers of Werner Enterprises and Kevin Quest from Knight Swift Transportation that was very insightful about driver opportunities and what's going on with the industry. The emerging demographics, we're looking at age and gender and ethnicity of people in the trucking industry. And then also a very dynamic presentation by Ellen Vole, the president and CEO of Women in Trucking. It's a very dynamic organization. She's a very energetic personality, and what she strives for is assisting women to take advantage of the opportunities in the trucking industry. And of course, the best thing is the equal pay. So she had a very interesting presentation about what's going on with those opportunities. So there's so much information that I gain here that we can help improve the quality of our training, improve what we're doing to help people prepare for a successful career in this industry. So thanks for taking a few minutes to check out this video on the conference. I'm Bill Collins, Interstate Hudson Truck Driving Schools. Have a good day, but most important, have a safe day.